kitchen at the moment. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a chat about what I've been doing in quarantine. Here in Spain, we went into lockdown on the 14th of March. It's now, oh, I don't know, there's a week to go to the end of April. Lost all track of time. I've been trying out lots of new recipes. I've discovered quite a few things. In particular, we've actually saved money during this lockdown. I don't know what we used to spend our money on, because I didn't think we ever bought, I mean, I never bought clothes. We just didn't go out that much anyway. I mean, for us, we kind of feel like it isn't the same. There is no way it's the same as normal life on the finca. We used to spend a lot of time on the finca and not go out. The difference now is we can't go out without a really good reason. How was that then?
Oh, fine. Two people in the shop. More people working than there were buying stuff.
Okay.
Three there now. Yeah, it's annoying. They just had delivery and they haven't got it all out, and there was better stuff or more stuff in the pile on the veggies and stuff. But so there's no carrots, but I've got peppers and onions and potatoes and some tomatoes and some apples.
Okay. Oh, that's great to get back to baking. I'm following a recipe for hamburger buns from a YouTube channel that I follow. Let's have a look. It's called Living Traditions Homestead. Right. The only bugbear I have with these recipes is, being American recipes, they don't use weight, they use cups, volume, they weigh everything by volume. I'm not used to that. And the issue I have, because there are so many recipes, American recipes, that look really, really good, and I think, well, I want to try that. So I bought myself a set of cups so that I could, you know, measuring cups. That's, hang on, I'll get them. Here's the rest of them. And that seemed to be great, except that over the years I actually purchased another set of cups at one point. Now this is 1 cup and this is 1 cup, but in actual fact they hold different amounts. So yeah, the fact that Americans don't seem to use weight, which is a lot more precise, and you know where you stand. If it says 100 grams, you know that's 100 grams, and it's 100 grams anywhere in the world, so don't have an issue with that hardship. Anyway, I'm going to give this girl's recipe a go. It's for hamburger buns, and in the past, I'll show you what they look like when I'm finished. That's the dough left to rise, and now I have to get on with tidying up, doing some dishes. Okay, well, here's the burger buns. They turned out okay. They're a bit hot still. I won't be able to pull them apart, I don't think, yet. Okay, I'll show you the outcome of the recipe. Oh, for goodness sake. that's what we in Scotland call a forky tail, an earwig. Right, I need to show you, I've got a couple of these burger buns left, that the recipe from Living Traditions Homestead. Now, not huge, but actually they were delicious. Now, I must say I changed the recipe a little bit. The American tastes tend to be sweeter, so I cut the sugar quantity down to a tablespoon, a heaped tablespoon of sugar, instead of, I don't know, it was a lot more. I also needed a bit longer and left them to rest a bit longer because I wasn't in a hurry, and that definitely helped. I only got 8, although that particular recipe, when I reread it, it said 12. They would have been very small. I couldn't have got 12 out of it. That might be down to the fact that my cup sizes are not the same as their cup sizes, but it certainly helped using the KitchenAid to do the initial mix and to get the dough to come together. I don't normally do that, but that actually was quite a good idea, and I will definitely do this recipe again. And as I said, with the slight change of putting less sugar in, for me it was perfect. So I can recommend that for sure. Okay, if you were wondering why I was wearing a mask, it's because of the dust. Nothing to do with the virus. I have allergies and dust is one of the things that sets them off. Anyway, I'm in the process of cleaning up the veranda because I don't have, the veranda's a bit of a mess at the moment, because I don't have a imbienadora. I can't think of the English word. A greenhouse. Goodness me. Because I don't have a greenhouse, I do all my seeds on the table there, and on the floor, and underneath the table, and sometimes up on the bar across there. Anyway, it means that for a month, 2 months, it's all dirty, and there's compost and dust and crap everywhere on the veranda. Plus, we've had an exceptionally wet spring this year, and so let me show you. Oops, oh Lord, I'm getting caught up. Let me show you. All the furniture is pushed in there because the wind blows and the rain comes in, and that cushion cover is being dried, not because it got wet from the rain, but because a cat was sick on it. So now that most, if not all, of my seedlings have got a bit bigger, some have been potted on, some have gone straight into the garden, and I'll explain why in a minute. I moved them all down here, and I should be able to tidy up, put away the compost, sweep up, wash the floor. Now, these are new seedlings. They're a little bit late actually this year, but that's because with the upset with the pandemic, my seedlings did not come in the post for ages. And these ones are slightly bigger these are all started, these are tomatoes, and they were all started from tomato seeds that I got from tomatoes that I bought at the supermarket. Anyway, the reason why there are only a few seeds in pots, I like to direct sow where I can, but sometimes the cats dig them up, so I've got I did get some seeds in the post, and I put them down here, and the first thing that happened was a cat came along, get off there, and scratched up and used it as a toilet. So now I've put on top some spiky asparagus and sticks and things in the hope that it'll keep them off it. I mean, I waited so long for these blasted seeds to turn up because of the disruption with the coronavirus and them not being considered an essential thing, and to lose them now would just be, well, beyond sad. So anyway, I've got no choice but to work in little pots. But when they get usually even as small as this, look, these are jalapenos, even that tiny or that tiny, I will plant them out in the garden. And the reason for that is they're hardened off anyway because they are outside on the veranda. As I said, I don't have a greenhouse, so what's the difference? And at least if I get them out into the garden, I can see where they are. Once they're that size, anyway. Those beans, those are going to grow in a pot. I thought I'd show you what else I've been doing this week. I've been making fertilizer for the garden. In my nut grinding attachment for the food processor, I got some blackened banana skins. Actually, they've gone soft. That's not maybe going to work now. You're supposed to dry them in the sun until they snap. Well, they did. They were. But they seem to have gone soft again now. And then you grind them up. I'll try. They might not grind up. But they've been sat in this overnight. Excuse the hair. I just washed. It's not too bad actually. There's a few sort of bits of fibre. I don't know if you can see up close, but there's a few bits also that didn't grind. But actually I think that's okay. My plan this year is to grow some veg on the veranda and in pots. And if you're growing vegetables in pots, you really need to give them more fertilizer than you would normally. Mostly because the pot doesn't have enough. You use up what nutrients are in the compost very quickly, especially if you want to grow fruit. So I'm using coffee grounds in water as a fertilizer, and now banana skins. So I need to get a pot to put those in. Right, I must go off and do something about this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.